You know, we've talked a little bit about how the sentiment behind Brexit and the election of Donald Trump is very similar. It's something we're seeing around the world. I'm curious, though, will these attempts to get more skilled workers or save the flow of skilled workers into these countries actually succeed?
The hope is certainly yes, and seemingly, actually, the desire is still to move to these sorts of countries, these cities. There's some interesting facts being put together by a company called Balderton Capital, big VC player over in Europe. They spun out a benchmark that's here in the United States, and they've really been showing that London, despite the Brexit, despite the sentiment, this wave of populism that you've seen strike the United Kingdom, still the most popular city to want to move to when it comes to Europe and want to be taking your entrepreneurial spirit there. So notably these sorts of moves to increase what is called the Tech Nation visa scheme that is in the United Kingdom, the popularity is surging. You've got something like more than 200 applicants. That's 10 times what we saw this time last year. So it looks as though perhaps you can get your hands on those talented pool. And it's important because 82% of UK startups since Brexit have said, look, we're worried. More than 40% have at least one foreign founder in the United Kingdom. Almost half of all startups founded last year have at least one foreign founder. It is crucial that you get this sort of talent over the border.
And we've talked a lot about the number of immigrant founders at tech companies here in the United States. Interestingly, Google and Facebook have announced they're expanding in the UK, not contracting, which is, I suppose, a good sign for the United Kingdom.
Certainly something that the government has been trying to throw up onto every single newspaper at the moment. They're very pleased. 50% headcount increasing in the Facebook. They're upping it by 500 people. 3,000 to be added by Google. It's notable, I wonder, how much lobbying, therefore, these companies are going to be having with the Brexit teams in the United Kingdom, saying, look, you've got to be able to still allow the talented individuals to come into the country. Yes, you can potentially curb the flow of less skilled in immigration, but not the talent that we currently want. Despite the turmoil, I think what's interesting is Gerard Grech, who's actually from one of the companies you mentioned before, it's Tech City UK. He's the CEO. He's still sounding pretty optimistic about London's landmark when it comes to tech. Have a listen.
London continues to be the digital capital of Europe. Whichever way you look at it, it's got a critical mass of expertise in software design and software development. There are over 320,000 people alone working in London, let alone the 1.56 million people working across the UK. And what we're seeing is emerging specialisms in different areas of the tech economy.
Optimistic. What's notable, though, think of the pound. British pound slumped 14% year to date. Before, we had what the average developer earning about $70,000. Are we going to have to see UK startups, UK companies having to see that inflation bake into how much they offer these sorts of talent to come to the United Kingdom? Or indeed, does London become less appealing because you're getting paid less? Why not go to Berlin, potentially?
Interesting. I wonder what we're hearing from immigrants themselves. I mean, we've heard sort of anecdotally, people feel they're in limbo, they're waiting to buy houses and things like that. I mean, what were people telling you on the ground in Berlin?
In Berlin, they were rather rejoicing that maybe they could lure over all the London entrepreneurs to come over. In fact, straight after the Brexit vote, one of the Berlin government went over to try and lure over. They sent trucks with adverts sailing around London saying, come to Berlin. It might be a nicer place for you to set up your business. But so far, I think London tech entrepreneurs are staying put.